Soleimani. We don't know precisely when, and we don't know precisely where, but it was real.
Well, the president said Soleimani wanted to blow up the embassy. Is that accurate? He wanted to blow up the embassy.
It was his forces that penetrated our embassy just a handful of days before that. Kataib Hezbollah warriors, orchestrated, directed by Qasem Soleimani himself. I don't think there's any doubt that Soleimani had intentions not only to take action against our forces, our diplomats in Iraq, but in other countries around the region and world as well.
John Kerry, your predecessor, also sounding off on this operation, saying that America essentially destabilized a situation that had calmed down after the signing of the Iran deal, that there was real verification in place. He also said this.
There is no way at all that the world is safer, that the United States is safer, that the region is safer with the steps this president has taken. The president is so fixated on undoing anything Barack Obama did that he was willing to run the risk of outright war in the effort to fulfill his fantasy.
His fantasy.
Well, it's not about fantasy. It's a fantasy to think that the nuclear deal was good for the United States of America and protecting the American people. There were terror campaigns, there were missile systems that were enhanced, improved during the JCPOA. The money that the Iranian regime was permitted to have underwrote the very Shia militias that were the ones that took on and ultimately killed an American. We had a lot of work to do to fix this. This isn't about undoing what Obama did. This is about protecting and defending the American people, and President Trump has been incredibly resolute in that.
The president made this ultimate call. Reports are that you and Secretary of Defense Esper traveled down to Mar-a-Lago. You briefed the president, but you've become the face of this decision. I mean, the New York Times, said that you were the man with, who really pushed the president into making this or convinced him to make this decision. Do you accept that, all that comes along with that?
I take responsibility for what the State Department does and the recommendations that we make to the President of the United States. This was ultimately his decision.
Here's some of your friends and their commentary.
Pompeo is the guy, and he has the authority, and he is an Iran hawk.
I mean, if there is a voice of reason, we had high hopes for Pompeo when he first came in. Well, that's pretty much out the window.
I don't know any Americans aside from maybe Mike Pompeo who truly want to go to war with Iran.
Reaction to that?
I don't want to go to war with anyone, nor does the President of the United States, most importantly. We will always do what's right to make sure that the American people are safe. There was a real opportunity here, and there was a real necessity here. We made the right decision. The President made the right call. We're not through this yet. There are still many challenges that are faced. I've got diplomats and officers in difficult places even as we speak. We will continue to do the things we need to do to make sure that we don't have people where they need to be unnecessarily, but we'll keep America safe.
Former Obama administration officials were everywhere yesterday. Their heads were exploding about this claim that the money that was transferred over to Iran, billions and billions of dollars during the Obama term, was used to fund some of these terrorist activities, including the missiles that flew at Iraqi bases. They said that's just ridiculous. Your response?
One of the central tenets, one of the central tactics of our strategy is to deny the Iranian regime the money to do these kinds of things. We've only been at that for about 18 months now, so there's still work to do. But make no mistake about it, the wealth that was created inside of the Islamic Republic of Iran went directly to the IRGC and the senior Iranian terrorists, and that money ultimately ends up in the hands of people who wanted to do Americans harm. And so money's fungible, it can move around, but they had the resources, they had the ability to build out the militias in Syria, to underwrite Hezbollah, to build their missile program. All of the things that we are now confronting are a direct result of the resources that the regime had available as a result of that terrible nuclear.
Yeah, by the way, John Kerry admitted back in 2016 that this could be an eventuality with the money being used. So he already spilled the beans on that a couple of years ago.
He knew that risk, and it's now come to fruition.
Now, President Trump has been successful and was successful running for president.